November 24, 1971. A day destined to be etched in American history. As fog hung over Portland International Airport, an unassuming Boeing 727 prepared for a routine flight. Flight 305, bound for Seattle, was about to become the stage for one of the most baffling mysteries in aviation history, the case of D.B. Cooper. This was a meticulously planned heist, orchestrated by a man whose true identity remains a cipher to this day. The name D.B. Cooper has become synonymous with daring audacity and the allure of the unknown. He boarded like any other passenger, blending seamlessly into the tapestry of ordinary travelers. Dressed in a dark suit and tie, a nondescript briefcase resting on his lap, he was the epitome of unassuming. Witnesses later described him as a man in his mid-40s, with sharp features and an air of quiet confidence. He went by the name Dan Cooper, a detail casually dropped to a flight attendant, Florence Schaffner, as he ordered a bourbon and soda. Unbeknownst to the unsuspecting passengers and crew, the man in seat 18E was no ordinary traveler. His briefcase held a chilling secret: a bomb. News of the hijacking spread like wildfire, electrifying the nation. The audacity of Cooper's crime and his baffling disappearance created a media frenzy. America was transfixed. Theories abounded, ranging from seasoned criminals to disgruntled employees. The mystery of D.B. Cooper had burrowed its way into the national consciousness, becoming a shared experience that transcended geographical boundaries. Flight 305 embarked on its journey like countless others before it. Passengers settled into their seats, the hum of conversation blending with the soft drone of the engines. Among them was Florence Schaffner, a seasoned stewardess known for her friendly demeanor. As the plane ascended, a sense of normalcy prevailed. Cooper, however, remained an enigma, his face a mask of impassiveness. Schaffner, making her rounds, approached Cooper's row. He passed her a folded note, his eyes holding hers with an intensity that sent a shiver down her spine. "Miss," he uttered, "you'd better take a look at that. I have a bomb." The note, scrawled neatly in felt-tip pen, contained a chilling message. Cooper claimed to have a bomb in his briefcase, and his demands were clear and concise. He wanted $200,000 in unmarked bills, 4 parachutes and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle. Schaffner, her composure barely intact, relayed the message to the cockpit. Captain William Scott, a veteran pilot, was initially skeptical, yet the gravity of the situation was undeniable. The captain contacted air traffic control, who in turn alerted the FBI. The wheels of law enforcement were set in motion, but the situation was unprecedented. Word of the hijacking spread through the cabin, transforming the atmosphere from mundane routine to palpable fear. Passengers whispered amongst themselves, speculating on Cooper's motives. In Seattle, the FBI scrambled to meet Cooper's demands. A briefcase containing the ransom money was assembled and parachutes were loaded onto a separate vehicle. As the Boeing 727 circled above Seattle, the minutes stretched into an eternity. Passengers clung to the hope of a peaceful resolution. Cooper remained an enigma, his demeanor calm, his resolve unwavering. With the ransom and parachutes delivered, Cooper allowed the passengers and some crew members to disembark. The plane, now eerily empty, prepared for takeoff once more. Cooper directed the pilots to chart a course southeast toward Mexico City, flying at a low altitude and reduced speed. As darkness enveloped the Pacific Northwest, the plane became a ghost ship, disappearing from radar screens. Somewhere over southwestern Washington, under the cover of darkness, D.B. Cooper executed the most daring part of his plan. He lowered the rear stairs and, clutching his ill-gotten gains, leaped into the night, disappearing into history. An eerie silence descended upon the Pacific Northwest as news of Cooper's daring escape spread. The Boeing 727 landed safely in Reno, Nevada, its remaining crew members shaken but unharmed. Yet the sense of relief was overshadowed by the daunting reality. D.B. Cooper was still at large. A massive search and rescue operation swung into action. Helicopters scoured the vast expanse of southwestern Washington. On the ground, hundreds of FBI agents, local law enforcement officers, and National Guard troops fanned out across the presumed drop zone. Time was of the essence. Every passing hour diminished the chances of finding Cooper. Yet, as days turned into weeks, the search yielded little more than frustration and disbelief. The investigation into D.B. Cooper's disappearance was hampered by a lack of reliable information and a plethora of false leads. Witnesses provided conflicting descriptions of Cooper's appearance and demeanor. Tips poured in from across the country, each one offering a tantalizing glimpse into the mystery, only to evaporate upon closer inspection. One of the most promising early leads emerged in 1972 when a young boy stumbled upon a bundle of rotting bills along the Columbia River. The serial numbers matched those of the ransom money, sending a surge of excitement through the investigation. The discovery of the money, however, only deepened the mystery. The location, miles from the presumed drop zone, raised more questions than it answered. Despite the lack of a definitive breakthrough, the investigation unearthed a series of tantalizing clues. The recovered portion of the ransom money provided valuable insights into Cooper's movements after the hijacking. Analysis of the bills revealed traces of algae and microscopic marine life, suggesting that the money had spent a significant amount of time submerged in water. Further analysis of the parachute found near the suspected drop zone added another layer of intrigue. The parachute, a military-grade model, had been expertly packed, suggesting that Cooper possessed some level of skydiving experience. Yet the man behind the carefully constructed facade remained an enigma. The D.B. Cooper case, despite the passage of time and the relentless efforts of investigators, has refused to fade into obscurity. It has become one of those rare mysteries that captures the public imagination, spawning countless books, documentaries, and even a Hollywood movie. Theories abound, ranging from the plausible to the outlandish. Was Cooper a seasoned criminal, a master of disguise who vanished into a new life? Or was he an ordinary man who met an untimely end in the wilderness? The questions linger, fueled by the lack of a definitive answer. The D.B. Cooper case continues to obscure as much as it reveals, a stark reminder that some mysteries remain tantalizingly out of reach. The investigation into D.B. Cooper's disappearance was like navigating a labyrinth of mirrors, each turn revealing a potential suspect. The FBI meticulously pursued hundreds of leads, each one offering a glimmer of hope, only to fizzle out. One of the earliest and most intriguing suspects was Richard Floyd McCoy, a Vietnam War veteran with a penchant for skydiving. McCoy's modus operandi bore a striking resemblance to Cooper's, but the FBI found no concrete evidence linking him to the hijacking. Another individual who drew attention was Dwayne Weber, a man with a long history of aliases. On his deathbed, Weber reportedly confessed to his wife that he was D.B. Cooper, but his confession was later discredited due to inconsistencies and lack of evidence. The D.B. Cooper case became a magnet for attention seekers and armchair detectives, each claiming to have the missing piece of the puzzle. The FBI was inundated with confessions, some from individuals seeking notoriety, others genuinely convinced of their involvement. The sheer volume of false leads and dead ends only served to muddy the waters. One such individual was John List, an accountant who disappeared after murdering his family in 1971. List's disappearance coincided with the Cooper hijacking, and his description resembled the composite sketch. However, List was apprehended in 1989 after being featured on America's Most Wanted, dismissing his connection to the Cooper case. The passage of time did little to quell the public's fascination with the Cooper mystery. The lack of resolution only fueled speculation and conspiracy theories. Some believed Cooper perished during his escape, his body lost in the wilderness. Others hoped he survived, living under an assumed identity, his ill-gotten gains a distant memory. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, two new suspects emerged, each with their own set of intriguing details and tantalizing connections to the Cooper hijacking. The first was a man named Kenneth Christensen, a former paratrooper with a history of petty crime and a striking resemblance to the composite sketch of Cooper. Christensen's own brother came forward, claiming that Kenneth had confessed to the hijacking on his deathbed. Christensen's background as a paratrooper, his knowledge of aircraft, and his access to skydiving equipment made him a compelling person of interest. However, like so many leads before, the investigation into Christensen ultimately reached a dead end, with no concrete evidence linking him to the hijacking. The second suspect to emerge during this period was Robert Rackstraw, a former pilot and Vietnam War veteran with a colorful past and a knack for evading authority. Rackstraw had been involved in various criminal activities, including bomb threats and financial scams, and his physical appearance and demeanor fit the profile of a daring skyjacker. Despite a lengthy investigation and intense media scrutiny, the FBI was unable to conclusively link Rackstraw to the Cooper case. While Rackstraw's background and history of deception made him a person of interest, the lack of concrete evidence ultimately led to his dismissal as a suspect. With the advent of DNA technology, investigators hope to finally unravel the mystery of D.B. Cooper's true identity. In 2001, the FBI announced that they had successfully extracted a partial DNA profile from a clip-on tie that Cooper had left behind on the hijacked plane. This breakthrough, they believed, could hold the key to finally putting a name to the enigmatic skyjacker. The FBI entered Cooper's DNA profile into the Combined DNA Index System, or CODIS, a national database containing millions of DNA profiles collected from convicted criminals and arrestees. However, despite initial optimism, the search yielded no matches. The DNA profile remained a tantalizing clue, a whisper of Cooper's true identity, but without a corresponding match in the database, it offered no concrete answers. In the years since the DNA discovery, the FBI has continued to pursue leads and re-examine evidence, hoping that advances in forensic science might yet unlock the secrets of the Cooper case. They have explored the possibility of familial DNA testing, which could potentially identify relatives of Cooper through distant matches in genealogical databases. However, as of 2024, the identity of D.B. Cooper remains a mystery, a testament to the enduring power of one man's audacity and the limitations of even the most advanced investigative techniques. The D.B. Cooper case, despite decades of investigation and countless man-hours expended, remains an unsolved puzzle, a testament to the enduring power of mystery and the limits of human knowledge. It is a case that continues to captivate the public imagination, inspiring books, documentaries, and countless theories, each attempting to shed light on the enigma of the man who vanished into thin air. Did D.B. Cooper survive his daring escape, melting into the anonymity of a new life, his ill-gotten gains a distant memory? Or did he meet a tragic end on that rainy November night, his body swallowed by the unforgiving wilderness, his true identity lost to the passage of time? The questions linger, fueled by the lack of a definitive answer and the enduring allure of the unknown. The legacy of D.B. Cooper extends far beyond the realm of criminal justice. His audacious crime exposed vulnerabilities in aviation security, leading to significant changes in airport security protocols and the implementation of new safety measures. The image of the mysterious skyjacker, clutching his parachute and disappearing into the night, has become ingrained in American folklore, a cautionary tale of daring, mystery, and the enduring power of the unknown. The Ballad of D.B. Cooper, a cultural phenomenon. D.B. Cooper's daring skyjacking, far from fading into the annals of forgotten crimes, ascended to a peculiar pedestal in American culture. It became a shared narrative whispered across campfires, debated in bars, and pondered in living rooms. The mystery, pregnant with unanswered questions, seeped into the national consciousness, transforming a criminal act into a cultural phenomenon. The very name D.B. Cooper became synonymous with audacity, cunning, and the allure of the unknown. Songs were written, chronicling the hijacking and speculating on Cooper's fate. Books, both fictional and factual, delved into the intricacies of the case, dissecting every detail and offering a smorgasbord of theories. The public, captivated by the enduring enigma, devoured every morsel of information, however scant or speculative. Cooper's story resonated on a deeper level, tapping into a collective fascination with outlaws and anti-heroes. His defiance of authority, his meticulous planning, and his ghost-like disappearance struck a chord with a nation grappling with social change and disillusionment with the establishment. He became a folk hero for some, a symbol of rebellion against societal norms and the constraints of a rapidly changing world. From headlines to Hollywood, Cooper's enduring presence in media. The media, recognizing the public's insatiable appetite for all things Cooper, fueled the flames of fascination. Newspapers and magazines ran countless articles revisiting the case, profiling potential suspects, and dissecting the latest theories. Television documentaries, eager to capitalize on the enduring mystery, dedicated entire episodes, even series, to exploring the Cooper saga. Hollywood, never one to shy away from a captivating tale, embraced the D.B. Cooper story with equal fervor. The 1981 film The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper, starring Robert Duvall, offered a fictionalized account of the hijacking and its aftermath, further cementing Cooper's place in popular culture. The film, though taking creative liberties with the known facts, captured the essence of the mystery and the public's enduring fascination with the elusive skyjacker. The internet, with its boundless capacity for information sharing and speculation, provided a fertile breeding ground for all things Cooper. Online forums buzzed with discussions, amateur sleuths exchanged theories, and websites dedicated to the case meticulously documented every detail, from witness accounts to forensic analysis. The D.B. Cooper mystery had found new life in the digital age, its enigmatic allure undiminished by the passage of time. Section 3. The Cooper Code. Deciphering the Enigma. Beyond the media frenzy and the pop culture references, the D.B. Cooper case spawned a subculture of dedicated researchers and amateur sleuths, determined to crack the code of this enduring enigma. Armed with the limited evidence available and fueled by a blend of curiosity and obsession, these self-proclaimed cooperatives meticulously pored over every detail, searching for hidden clues and overlooked connections. Some cooperates focused on analyzing the ransom notes, scrutinizing the handwriting, the choice of words, and even the type of paper used, hoping to glean insights into Cooper's background and education. Others meticulously studied maps of the Predpoligamy drop zone, charting potential escape routes and factoring in weather patterns and terrain, determined to pinpoint Cooper's final movements. The emergence of online forums and dedicated websites provided these armchair detectives with a platform to share their findings, debate theories, and collaborate on new lines of inquiry. While the vast majority of these amateur investigations have yielded little more than dead ends and renewed speculation, the dedication and enthusiasm of the cooperites highlight the enduring power of this unsolved mystery to capture the imagination and inspire a quest for answers. Section 4. A Timeless Tale. The Enduring Allure of D.B. Cooper. More than half a century after that foggy November night, the mystery of D.B. Cooper continues to fascinate, its grip on the public imagination as strong as ever. The enduring allure of the case lies not just in the unanswered questions but in the timeless themes it embodies, the battle between individual cunning and collective power, the allure of the unknown, and the enduring hope of solving a seemingly unsolvable puzzle. The D.B. Cooper case, like any good mystery, transcends the boundaries of time and place. It is a story that speaks to our innate curiosity, our desire to make sense of the world around us, and our fascination with individuals who dare to defy convention and disappear into the shadows. It is a story that will continue to be told and retold, each retelling adding new layers of speculation and intrigue, ensuring that the legend of D.B. Cooper lives on. Section 1. The Unanswered Questions, Echoes in the Sky. The saga of D.B. Cooper, woven from daring and mystery, remains captivating since that stormy November night in 1971. Despite time and advanced forensics, the case defies resolution, its central figure elusive. Did D.B. Cooper outwit the FBI and vanish, or meet a tragic end in the wilderness? These questions, like echoes in the sky, remain tantalizingly out of reach. Section 2, The Legend Endures, The Undying Mystery. D.B. Cooper, the enigmatic skyjacker, has become a symbol of daring and rebellion. For others, he represents the ultimate enigma, a phantom who vanished into thin air. The legend of D.B. Cooper, fueled by media portrayals and countless theories, continues to grow. It has become a cultural touchstone, inspiring books, movies, and countless works of art. The enduring allure of the D.B. Cooper case lies in its unanswered questions and timeless themes. Some stories are destined to remain unfinished, their mysteries forever etched in our imagination.